Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Come on in. I'm Dope 17. I want to welcome everybody to the Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Break for Monday, April the 3rd. Yesterday in Dallas, Texas, the LSU Fighting Lady Tigers made history. They became the first team in the university's proud history to bring home a basketball championship in either men's or women's. The LSU Tigers started this season as an afterthought. No one gave them an opportunity to finish at the top of the mountain. But yesterday afternoon in Dallas, Texas, they shook up the world. They proved all the naysayers wrong. They made the state of Louisiana proud and all LSU alumni and fans around this country and around this world. Those young ladies band together. They fought through adversity through this season, disrespect, and they did what they were capable of doing and what they knew all the time, even if no one else knew, that they were able and capable of winning a national championship. Yesterday in the first half, LSU had 3 starters in foul trouble. In this tournament, matter of fact, in the semifinals and the Final Four against Virginia Tech, LSU's bench struggled, but not yesterday. Thanks in part to player Jasmine Carson. Miss Carson just came in and went 5 for 5 from the field. Scored 21 points in the first half, one shy of the NCAA record. And she hit a walk-off off the glass, she called glass, 3-pointer to send the game into halftime. Will make a run, as we knew they would, because they are a talented team. Caitlin is very skilled, and she's awesome with that ball. She's a baller. She's a WNBA. She's a professional. She's a sharpshooter. She has all-around game. But the Lady Tigers would not be denied yesterday. It was a collective effort as the Lady Tigers once again bring home the national championship to the state of Louisiana with a 102-85 victory over the Iowa Hawkeyes. When Kim Mulkey came to Baton Rouge, the Tigers were coming off a 9-13 season. Coach Mulkey looked at the rafters and counted all the Final Four banners, and she said one thing was missing: a national championship. As she said today in the team's welcome home, event they had today at Pete Pete Center. No coach can promise that they'll win a championship in 2 years. But she got 9 new kids to come play for her, who decided to come play for her. She got one kid that she had to dismiss from the team when she was head coach at Baylor that came back to her. She's tough. She's hard on them. She loves them. She pushes them because she wants the best out of them, and she wants them to give their best. She won't settle for mediocrity, and they didn't yesterday. It was a great game. Two of the best teams in the country. I'm just sad that the game, instead of everyone talking about the game today, it had to be about this, about Angel Reese letting Caitlin know, I got that ring. We won the ring. We won the chip. And by the way, like you told Louisville, and you've been taunting players all season, you can't see me. And for that, you have people whose true colors are coming out. I'm not gonna mention their name because their name don't even deserve to be mentioned. But you know who they are. You've seen them on Twitter. You heard about everyone talking about them today. Speaking about how they really feel. But it doesn't matter. Those young ladies, both teams, put on a hell of a show yesterday. LSU and our ladies finals yesterday was the most watched in the history of the women's game. And again, in closing, I would like to say congratulations to the Fighting Tigers of LSU on winning the 2022-23 Ladies National Championship. Very well done, ladies. You made Louisiana proud. Louisiana, stand up. Go Tigers. In other sports news, last night around the NBA, it was Anthony Davis leading the Lakers past the Rockets 134-109. Davis will pull in 40 points, have 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks. In Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell will lead the Cavaliers past the Pacers 115-105. Mitchell will pull in 40 points, have 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. It was the Bulls shocking the Memphis Grizzlies 128-107 in shot time, led by Zach LaVine's 36 points, 9 assists, and 3 made 3-pointers from downtown. Pascal Siakam scored 36, had 7 assists and 7 rebounds as the Toronto Raptors ran past the Charlotte Hornets 128-108. He's back. KD returned and just did KD things as he scored 35 points, had 5 rebounds, and 5 assists as the Suns defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder 128-118 in Oklahoma City. Of course, a homecoming for Kevin Durant. In that game also, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander pulled in 39 points, had 5 assists and 2 steals. This young man is simply awesome, and he needs help. They need to get him some help and stop tanking. In the battle of 2 of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, it was Giannis Antetokounmpo leading the Milwaukee Bucks to a 117-104 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. The Greek Freak pulled in 33 points, 14 rebounds with 6 assists. And in Brooklyn, Mikal Bridges' family seems to be adapting to the new prominent and extended role as being the man. Bridges will lead the Nets past the Utah Jazz last night, putting up 30 points, 7 rebounds, and having 3 steals. One of the best defenders in this league, but also shown he's one of the best all-around players. Also last night, it was Doug McDermott leading the Spurs past the Sacramento Kings. The Spurs shocked the Kings 142 to 134. Behind McDermott's 30 points, he had 4 3-pointers and he also contributed with 2 rebounds. And it was the Denver Nuggets without the MVP, without the Joker, led by Michael Porter Jr. in a late block by Murray on Klay Thompson as they defeated the Golden State Warriors 112 to 110. Michael Porter Jr. pulled in 29 points, had 11 rebounds, and made 4 threes from downtown. Shaedon Sharpe will lead the Portland Trail Blazers to a 107-105 upset of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sharpe will pull in 27 points with 6 rebounds and 6 assists. And it was DeJounte Murray leading the Atlanta Hawks past the Dallas Mavericks 132 to 130. Murray pulled in 25 points, had 7 rebounds and 4 assists. And in the losing effort, Kyrie Irving pulled in 41 points, had 5 rebounds and 4 assists. The Mavericks continue to free fall. And finally, it was the Orlando Magic defeating the Detroit Pistons 128 to 102 behind Jalen Suggs 18 points, 4 steals, and 4 made 3-pointers. When we come back, fam, we'll go around the MLB. Latest, take a look at yesterday's scores and the most recent the current standings in Major League Baseball. We'll be right back. Welcome back, family. Yesterday in Major League Baseball, it was the Texas Rangers defeating the Philadelphia Phillies 2-1. The Phillies had 9 hits. The Rangers had 8 hits. The Rangers improved to 3-0. Also yesterday was the Detroit Tigers falling to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 5-1. Tampa Bay in the game had 8 hits and they held the Tigers to only 2 hits. It was the Baltimore Orioles falling to the Boston Red Sox 9-5 in a game that featured 24 combined hits as Baltimore had 10 hits and the Red Sox 14. The Red Sox would prevail 9-5. It was the Atlanta Braves falling to Washington 4-1. Washington had 6 hits and only gave up 4 hits. Neither team had any errors. In the Big Apple, it was the Yankees shutting out the San Francisco Giants 6-0. The Yankees had 7 hits, also had 1 error. But again, they got the goose egg as they shut out the San Francisco Giants 6-0. It was the Cincinnati Reds getting past the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-1. The New York Mets defeated the Miami Marlins 5-1. It was the Minnesota Twins 7 and the Kansas City Royals 4. The Twins had 13 hits. Also yesterday, the Chicago White Sox defeated the Houston Astros 6-3. The White Sox made contact with the ball 13 times for 13 hits. It was the St. Louis Cardinals defeating the Toronto Blue Jays 9-4. This game had a combined 26 hits, 16 hits by the winning St. Louis Cardinals. It was the Chicago Cubs falling at home to the Milwaukee Brewers 9-5. Milwaukee had 13 hits. The Los Angeles Angels defeated the Oakland Athletics 6-0. And it was the Arizona Diamondbacks 2 and the Los Angeles Dodgers 1. And San Diego defeated the Colorado Rockies 3-1. And finally, it was Cleveland defeating the Seattle Mariners 6-5. Early in the season, in the current standings in the National League and the Major League, the New York Mets are leading the way in the East with a 3-1 record, followed by Atlanta at 2-1. Washington was 1-2, Miami's 1-3, and Philly right now bringing up the rear. The defending National League champs are 0-3. In the Central Division, it's Cincinnati leading the way with a 2-1 record, followed by Milwaukee and St. Louis. It's a three-way tie. The Cubs are 1-2, as well as the Pirates at 1-2. And in the West, the Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies, Los Angeles Dodgers, and San Diego Padres all are 2-2. In the American League West, the Texas Rangers, baby. That's right, the Rangers. Starting off the season good. They're playing right now. They're up 3-0. As they're playing Baltimore once again today. The Rangers are leading the American League West at the moment with a 3-0 record, followed by the Los Angeles Angels with a 2-1 record. The defending world champion Houston Astros are 2-2. The Oakland Athletics are 1-2, and the Seattle Mariners are 1-3. American League East is led by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays with a 3-0 record, followed by the Boston Red Sox. The New York Yankees sitting with 2-1 records. Baltimore is 1-2, and Toronto is bringing up the rear with a 1-2 record. In the Central Division, it's the Minnesota Twins off to a 3-0 start. Their next game will be a rematch, a back-to-back against the Miami Marlins. The Twins have started the season off 3-0. Cleveland is second with a 3-1 record. The Chicago White Sox are 2-3, and the Detroit Tigers are starting off the season on a rough patch. They're 0-3. So, family, when we come back, we'll go around, take a look at the latest Saints news. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Doe17, and this is your Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Break for Monday, April the 3rd. In Saints news, the Saints are bringing in Volunteers quarterback Hendon Hooker on a visit tomorrow. This was reported by our good friend and our brother, our family member, John Hendricks of the Saints News Network. In the story, John writes, the Saints are bringing in Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker for a pre-draft visit on Tuesday, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Hooker is coming off a clean ACL tear last season and has met with New Orleans previously. The Saints pick at 29 on the first night of the draft, and Hooker will undoubtedly be a prospect that many will pay close attention to during the back half of the first round. If Hooker doesn't go by then, he'll undoubtedly be a very high day 2 priority. New Orleans seems fairly set at the quarterback position with Derek Carr and Jameis Winston, and visits are just those right now. Carr was signed to a 4-year deal in free agency, while Winston elected to return to New Orleans for 2023. The Saints have a bit more pressing needs to address currently, but never say never. I, for one, say if the Saints have a chance to get Hendon Hooker, you get Hendon Hooker. We know that Jameis Winston, though he re-signed, is only in New Orleans for one more year. Any opportunities that will be opened up to a fully healthy Jameis Winston next year, he will take it and he will leave New Orleans. We need an heir apparent to Derek Carr. I know Derek Carr has a 4-year contract, but the Saints would be wise to still draft a young quarterback to develop behind Derek Carr. Well, in case Derek Carr doesn't work out, which I hope he does and which I feel he will, but for when it's time for Carr to step away. You never know. In 4 years from now, 3.5, 4 years from now, hopefully Carr would have been and led the Saints to a Super Bowl title and surprised the majority of y'all who don't think it's possible in Who That Nation. Ye of little faith. But the Saints do need a young prospect, a young quarterback. And I think Hooker coming in and putting him in the quarterback room with Derek Carr and Jameis Winston this year will only help to strengthen the Saints once they lose Jameis Winston next off season. Well, family, I want to thank y'all for joining us for the first Keeping It Real Who That Sports Break. We'll be back with you tomorrow with our sports break. And also we'll be live Wednesday, myself and Coach Rock on the Aftermath. Until then, family, I'm your host, the one and only Dog 17. And y'all know how we do when we get out here. Love and Who That. And we'll see everybody tomorrow and Wednesday. We out. Take care, fam. Who That Nation? Keeping It Real, Who That Sports Pod, legendary Coach Rock, Dog 17. Let's rock. Who that? Boss kick, black and gold. Let's go. First and goal from the one. Best believe we go punch. Punching in, get them punch. With them Saints, watch us march. Down the field, down your throat. Keeping it real, Who That Sports. Breaking news, interviews, open lines just for you. Call in, join in, Pale Nation, just win. B.I., Mount Zion, Coach Green, oh my, CJ, JV, Trick or Trade, Jose. Keep it real, baby. Keep it real, baby. Keep it real, baby. Keep it real, baby.